Guys, today we're talking about a truly horrendous movie. We're gonna review Fant4stic. This movie is basically everything wrong with superhero movies packaged into one movie. It literally gets everything wrong about the Fantastic Four, and it's a pretty embarrassing movie. But we've got a lot to get through, so let's get right into the movie. In the first scene of this movie, Reed Richards is a kid, and he's presenting this idea about this big teleporter that he's gonna build, or has already built. However, this scene feels very weird, because for some reason, the teacher is literally bullying this kid. Now, I understand that the director of this movie wanted to make it more grounded and realistic. However, if you're gonna do this, you should probably make the characters act more realistic too. Also, Reed literally builds the teleporter. He goes to this high school science fair and he literally builds the thing and it works. However, the teacher is just like, "Oh no, that doesn't count. That's not real." Bro, he literally built the thing. You're seeing it with your own eyes. What are you doing? Why are you being such a dick? Anyways, after that really questionable scene, Sue Storm and her dad pull up to the science fair and they ask Reed Richards if he wants to come and work for their company. What are Sue Storm and her dad doing at a science fair? I literally have no clue. I could not tell you. After this, Reed goes to the Baxter building with Ben, and he starts to work on his bigger version of his teleportation machine with Sue Storm. And let me tell you, there is so much chemistry between Sue and Reed. We also get introduced to a couple of other characters. There's Ben, who literally doesn't do anything in this movie. I'm not even joking. He could be removed from this movie entirely, and legitimately nothing would change. We also have Johnny, who does street racing, and he, crashed his car. So, he's trying to get it back, so he needs to work for his dad to get his car back. I'm not really sure what makes Johnny qualified to work on this big teleporter thing. I guess it's just that he's good with cars, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people who are good with cars. Anyways, it doesn't matter. All of our characters are here, including Doctor Doom, who is probably the dumbest character in this movie. I'm gonna get more into why I hate his character later, but for now, let's just say he's super edgy and pessimistic. And he's jealous of Reed Richards because Reed is in love with Sue and Sue's in love with Reed. And first of all, I have no idea why all these Fantastic Four movies have to make Doom so horny for Sue. It doesn't make any sense. He's not Namor. And also, a lot of people talk about the final scene having the cringiest line in this movie, the whole "say that again" thing, but honestly, I think that this scene right here, this line from Sue, is the cringiest.
Hi guys, this is Editing Jake here. I've come to the realization that I can't actually find the scene that I'm talking about on YouTube, so I'm just going to describe what's happening in the scene, because I don't feel like downloading this movie or buying it. Basically, Sue and Doom are talking, or Doom's talking to a bunch of people, I don't know. Doom says something really pessimistic, and then Sue's like, "Oh boy, Dr. Doom over here," and it's just really lazy. Anyway, that was the scene.
Anyways, after some more dumb shit, they eventually make the teleporter, and it works just fine. And apparently this teleporter takes them to another dimension. And then these government dudes are like, "Oh, okay, that's great, you guys made the teleporter. We're just gonna go use it, we're gonna get some, I don't know, astronauts or something, and we're gonna go send people to the other dimension." And then Reed and all these guys are like, "Yo, what the hell, this is our teleporter." And so because Johnny and Reed and Doom all want to use the teleporter first, before the government dudes, they decide to get drunk, and they steal the teleporter. I love how they just have no security with this big teleporter. It's literally just sitting there. And they just take it. Also, for some reason, they don't bring Sue along with them. They bring Doctor Doom, but they don't bring Sue. So only 3 of the Fantastic Four members go. I'm not really sure I don't know why they did this. But I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. This movie's dumb anyways. Anyways, after they go into this alternate dimension, Doom decides to touch this weird goo for some reason. I love how this guy is supposed to be, super smart. He's supposed to be just as smart as Reed Richards. And he sees this electric goo from another dimension, and he's just like, "You know what? I think I'm gonna stick my hand in that. Anyway, the planet like explodes with a bunch of green goop, and they all get their superpowers and blah blah blah, and Doom falls into the goop, and he supposedly dies. Anyways, eventually they're all being held captive because of their new abilities, and for some odd reason, Reed decides to escape, and he tells Ben that he's gonna come back for him, that he's gonna save him and fix what happened to him. Because after all, Reed kinda did bring this upon them, he's the one who made the teleporter. But then, there's a 1-year time skip in this movie, and for some reason, all the characters become 10 times worse. Like, don't get me wrong, the characters were not very interesting before. They had virtually no chemistry with each other, they had barely any character traits, and they barely resembled the Fant4stic Four as a whole, but now, they are literally so bland. They're literally the uncooked chicken of characters. Ben does covert operations for some reason, and he works for the government, and he's killed 43 people. Like, literally, why would they do this to him? He's supposed to be such a kind and lovable character. Why would you make him kill people like this? Johnny's just kind of messing around with his powers. He doesn't really seem to care about anything. And then Sue doesn't really like her powers, even though they don't really affect her negatively. And then for some reason, Reed is like living in the forest for some reason. And I literally have no idea why he's not trying to reunite with his colleagues. I would say friends, but they've barely talked to each other and they're not really much of friends. Reed literally says that he's gonna come back for Ben, that he's gonna fix what happens, and then he just never does. But the thing is that there's not even a reason why this happens. He just leaves, and then he never comes back, and he never explains why. I feel like Reed being guilty about what happened is a core part of his character. There's always a small part of Reed Richards that's gonna feel bad for changing everyone. It's a guilt that he always carries with him. But the problem here is that it's never addressed. Much like a lot of the issues that they try to set up in this movie, none of them get concluded. There is no closure with any of these characters. Anyways, after all that stuff, Reed gets captured by the military. He gets brought back to help the military with something with the teleporter. I don't know, man. I'm just so sick of this movie. And then Ben proceeds to say how they're not friends. And suddenly, Dr. Doom reappears in the last quarter of the movie. And everyone's like, oh, Doom, you're alive, that's great. And then Doom's like, yeah, I'm gonna blow up the planet now. Like, bro, what? When did you come to this conclusion? Okay, like, don't get me wrong, Doom was kind of a dick before the teleporter thing, but he wasn't, like, evil. The seeds for him becoming a villain are literally non-existent. He just randomly decides that he wants to destroy the Earth and just get rid of it, and I literally have no idea why. Also, another thing that I hate about Doom in this movie, and really this is applicable for all the Fant4stic Four movies, is his powers, because they're literally never explained. He has some, like, weird telekinetic powers that are just never explained. Like, I have no idea why it's so hard to just give Doom comic accurate powers. These movies always just decide to make shit up and just go with that. It's honestly just so confusing. And then Doom starts, like, blowing stuff up through a portal, and he makes whatever this rock thing is. I honestly have, like, no idea what's happening anymore. And our core team has no character development, and they're super bland. And our main villain has no motivation for what he's doing. I don't even know why he's here. I literally don't know what his objective is, other than destroying the Earth, which, again, I don't know why he's doing that. And then, for some reason, the final act of this movie just becomes akin to a regular superhero movie conclusion. Although, throughout this entire movie, it's been nothing but a miserable experience where everybody's sad and everybody's brooding, but now for some reason they're talking to each other like they're a team. I don't understand. Anyways, they like punch Doom super hard, and he like dies to an energy blast or something. I literally have no idea what's going on, man. Also, I love this part where Doom literally just lets go of Reed. Like, seriously, if you slow it down, you look at him, he doesn't like get punched and let go of Reed because of that. He just lets go of him, and then he gets punched. Like, bro, the choreography is truly astounding in this movie. Anyways, the movie's basically over, and honestly, it's just so bad. This movie literally gets everything wrong with the Fant4stic Four, and it's not even because they don't act like the Fant4stic Four, but it's because they don't act like characters in a movie. They don't feel real. They have no depth, no drive, literally no motivation at all. There are also so many other things wrong with this movie other than the characters. For example, this movie straight up looks terrible. Like, from both a cinematography standpoint and a color grading standpoint and an action standpoint, this movie just gets everything wrong. The suits literally look so bad. Like, why does Mr. Fantastic have slinkies on his arms? I don't understand. All the suits are just a black and gray mess. They don't look good. There's not a single shot in this movie that stands out to me. Everything is just so dark. Nothing is fun or creative. Everything's just so bland. Sometimes I can't even tell what's happening on the screen because all the characters are wearing the exact same color. So yeah, this movie is just terrible. And it's probably one of the worst superhero movies ever made. It is truly astounding how bad this movie is. So, with that being said, I'm gonna give Fant4stic a 1 out of 10. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed me reviewing this terrible, terrible movie. I had a lot of fun making it. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.